So I just finished writing this letter about the environmental problem in Colombia, and it has some basically some main ideas about what I think about it, and my personal experience about that. About this kind of problems based on what I've seen and what I have read through the past days about these things in Colombia. And this is what I wrote like 2 days ago. I added some things, but this is what it says. It is truly a shame what is going on with our environments on our country, which has such a rich biodiversity and yet has been so neglected by ourselves. I can tell you from a lot of places that suffers from this problem. The pollution in Casanare, that has killed a lot of animals in that region. The deforestation in Amazonas, the incredible amount of oil spills in the waters of the Pacific, and a large etc. But I can tell you that in any long car trip that I make once or twice a year, I'm used to see those landscapes of the savannah so dirty and deforested, those grass close to the road covered in trash, and not a single clear river with that dirty brownish color and normally with a dreadful stench that always pierces into the car, even when the windows close down. That's something that makes me sad every time I think about it, especially because every day I try so hard to protect and keep clean the environment near me, and yet there is so many people that doesn't even try, that simply don't care about our planet or even about our country. I have seen them throw chicken bones and plastic bags off their cars' windows with my own eyes, and even the garbage piles that get bigger every time I pass by. The reason why we can enjoy our beautiful planet is because of its colors. Colors that get more and more opaque as time passes and man becomes more disinterested in nature. And I hope, really hope, that this great biodiversity that we can presume now doesn't vanishes in the blink of an eye because of the people that doesn't have any idea of what's going on in the world. Or even worse, in Colombia. So yeah, that's the letter I wrote, and that's basically everything I think about this problem. And it's sad, but I had to say it, and I did.
So, reading this, I also want to make the subsection to introduce the second point, and that's I mentioned the once or twice travels a year because I don't travel a lot. There's a lot of places that I haven't visited, and I can tell in a personal experience about the things in Casanare or in the Pacific. Because I don't know these places, and I don't know the Amazonas. I haven't even go to Barranquilla or even to Medellin, so I can talk about those places or neither. But I can talk about my trip to Cartagena from 3 years ago, which was an incredible experience. But I was surprised by the beaches and near from where I was staying, and I thought, this is what the beaches look like really. And you can say that mostly it is because of but because of the pollution, obviously, and a natural sand and a natural beach wouldn't look like that. And the beaches from Cartagena that I saw were mostly pretty dirty with a lot of trash thrown in the floor, in the sand. The sand was also pretty pretty gray, and with an opaque color. It wasn't pretty to the sight, and either it was the sea that was also pretty dark and kind of brown, and the only kind of clean beach I saw was Playa Blanca, that has its name of white beach because of a reason. But in my travel to Playa Blanca, I also seen these piles of trash that I mentioned, and also the road so dirty, with this gray sand and a lot of trash in the floor as I passed by. Also in the road from the bus to the beach. It was a pretty sweet and sour experience seeing those landscapes of green and brown. So I will have enjoyed it more obviously if it were more clean, and I will be more pleased with the environment I saw and also with the beaches that I enjoyed a lot because it was my first time, but and because of the sun and the things you can do on the beach, but I didn't like how it saw. So that is what I have to say about it, and also making the and trying to give the message that we must keep clean these spaces when we travel, and also call it if you travel to Cartagena or even to a village near from our city to keep clean our spaces even in the city, and because they are the spaces that we enjoy, so we must keep it clean to make a pleasurable experience for the people that come and try to and try to visit and know these places, and I think that we must think also about it as a benefit for ourselves and for the tourism of Colombia. But yeah, also especially for taking care of our environment that is so important. So it kind of goes together. So that's what I made this obsession. Well, this place here is a neat park near from where I live. And as you can see, it's pretty green and with a lot of trees and plants, and it's very pretty. It's a place I really enjoy a lot with my friends, and yes, I enjoy it because it is very neat. But I think it would be prettier if it wouldn't be by this lot of trash that it's thrown in the floor, and also I can see that people haven't taken care of this place really much because uh, of how ugly the floor seems here in this part of the park. And I don't know if people know about how they must take care of our public spaces, but I won't be surprised in 10, 15 years I see this absolutely horrid with a lot of trash with a lot of trash pads all over the place, or even this space uh, transform into an empty space, or in a or in a or in whatever space they could transform it, like a school or a or a gym. I don't know the way they tend to do with these spaces that aren't used anymore. But yeah, I this also applies to all the parks I from from this town, and I hope to not see this in a worse situation. But that's what I think about what could be about this space. And as far as I go, I want to keep the space clean. I try to keep the space clean and to use it a lot because I value these kind of spaces. But yeah, I do the best I can, but there are a lot of people that don't take care as much as I do, as I mentioned before, and I want to do a demonstration of how these kind of places treated in my town, and how beautiful they are, and what could they happen to them if people don't take care about that. So yeah, that's my personal reflection. Now, finally, about this environmental term, there is also a kind of debate about different postures about the environment and also the economy. For example, Colombia needs more a best mobilization, and for that, it needs better roads, and for that roads, trees must be cut down, or what they have made us think. Uh, for one part, yes, we need more roads. We need more within our structural buildings for Colombia to move better and for the economy to keep growing. Especially, for example, in towns that in cities that doesn't have very much connection, like for example Bogota and Villavicencio. But I think that they they could make this building structure works in a better way. For example, not cutting down the trees, for example, in this area, but moving them with their roots and everything into a bigger space that where they could live and grow without cutting them down. And yes, I think Colombia must think about growing up as a country without needing to harass our environment, and that's my personal posture about it. Uh, but the first thing that should be in our agenda should in the agenda of our government should be taking care of the environment and making projects to do so. So that's what I think about it. I could be wrong, but I think that is why what I would say, even if I were yeah, I were working for the government. So yes, Colombia needs to to make these things for mobilization and advance, but not with harassing this beautiful environment that we have even in the city. So yes, uh, that's about it.
So, as I said earlier, and for helping for this environmental problem, I will simply explain that natural resources are not unlimited and that they are slowly running out. I would like to talk about how these natural resources have been quickly consumed in the last 10 years. About the global heat and about all the environmental problems that we have in Colombia, like for example in Casanare, deforestation in Amazonas, how they affect us and how they affect our economy. Because if these natural resources, for example, from the Amazonas and the trees, and also these products that help farming and other activities in Colombia, uh, could be could be stopping if the natural resources run out. So what I want to do is to plan strategies and alternatives for the economy in Colombia. For example, alternatives for the energy that doesn't come by the oil, whose production it's so dangerous for the air and for the environment, and also with the oil spills that happens pretty often in our country, as I mentioned in Casanare, for example, and also making conscience in the houses of the cities, and for the people to take in this to take in consideration these points, and to try to take care of the environment in their daily life. For example, using less the car, having more days with no car. So for example, using more the bike, giving the spaces for these bikes to move all through the city, and also trying to use more of these energy alternatives, and also electric energy that could be produced by for example wind and water that doesn't harass the environment, and also trying to make big projects about reforestation, that could control this exploitation and the planting of trees, for the economy to keep growing, and also for the environment to stay safe. That will be an example, and I will talk about those strategies and alternatives that could be so important. And finally, the vision of Colombia in 10 or 20 years, if this problem doesn't stop, and how we could fix this in the next 5 or 10 years, and how Colombia could maintain clean and safe, in the next 15 years, if we participate and support these strategies. So that's what I will talk about as a career, and that will be my main strategy to convince people to support me and to agree with me. So very quickly, I want to show my special park that I quickly designed. I wanted more to talk about it and not to show pretty much. But as you can see, this is the park. Those are the streets, and this is the residential. I mean, uh, and this basically the park. A very green area. I didn't color it because this is only a basic design, and you can see that there is some roads that go all along the park for people to enjoy the views of the park, and to enjoy also activities like, for example, walks and jogging. As you can see, there are tiny triangles right here, close to where these roads connect to the street, for it to be trash cans where people can throw the trash, and for them to not throw in the park. We also have here a little soccer field with two simple soccer goals, with no pavement, and no paintings for children to enjoy these spaces, but without changing any of this green space. Also, pretty much trees, more that ones I show here. A little tiny park here for the younger children. And also, this is pretty important. These are recycling trash cans where we intend people to throw the trash, and for this trash to be recycled and reused, with the help of some corporation that could give them a use. So yeah, this is pretty big because this is an important area of the park, one of the main attractions of it, being the biggest of it of them. This space where we will invite people to plant trees, and to plant all kind of seeds here, to grow to plants and trees to grow up, and also do a little bit of farming if they want, with grape seeds, or with apple seeds, trying to plant a lot of trees in these areas, for this park, for being more pretty and more interesting. So, and basically for being the main point of interest of the whole park. So yeah, this is a place where we invite people to take care of the planet, and also to have a good time with your friends and your family, with the space for to do whatever they want, like running all over the park or playing soccer. Uh, but also giving this invitation of taking care of the planet by planting trees on these spaces and also in other spaces, and to recycle in their daily life, by just using these special trash cans, and also not to keep this space clean, especially with the help of the people. Also, I would like to make activities like, for example, picking up trash, and making special activities. I have a lot of ideas for this part that I can tell in the little bit of time that I got here, but that's what I will do if I could make a park that is basically a space where we can enjoy nature, and a clean space for 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 people to enjoy time together, and to have a pretty healthy time.